Okay, today we're looking at math lesson 6.6, represent division with bar models. I can use a bar model to represent and solve a division problem and to write a division equation. Okay, so yesterday what did we draw to represent our problem? An array. We've drawn other pictures, right? Yeah. We've made division when they gave us the groups and we had to find the number in the groups. We've done division where they gave us the number in the group and we had to figure out the number of groups, right? Okay, so it says this visual model shows how many pictures Miss Kim takes of her dog in 3 days. Show the visual model in a different way. Explain. Now they want us to use a bar model. So, how many groups are we going to have? 3 groups. So, a bar model usually looks like squares or rectangles, correct? Okay, so I can draw 3 rectangles, correct? Okay, so draw your 3 rectangles. Hopefully you do a better job of making them the same size than I did. Now up here, what does it show us? How many are in our groups? 4. So we're going to divide these bar models into 4. Sorry about all that extra up there if you're watching the recording. So you should divide it down the middle and again down each side so that you divide these rectangles into 4. So if you're at home and you're having trouble keeping up, please stop the recording and get your model drawn. Okay, so we drew our model. Now it says, explain your visual model. What did we use? We drew what? We drew 3 rectangles to represent the 3 days. Okay, what did we do after we did that? We divided each rectangle into 4 parts. To show how many pictures were taken each day. 4 pictures were taken each day. Okay, if you're at home, stop your recording and get this down. Uh-oh. So it says in the turn and talk, what division equation can you write? What division equation can we write? What would it look like? Division.
12 divided by 3 equals 4.
Okay, so we can say, for division, we can say 12 divided by 3 equals 4. Then it says, how the parts of the division equation match your visual model? Well, what would we say? That the 4 is our, divided each piece into 4. And the 3 is our 3 groups. And the 12 is the pictures all together. And the 4 is the pictures taken each day. We're not going to write that.
I just wrote 12 divided by.
Okay. So all you needed to write was this 12 divided by 3 equals 4. Okay, we're going to go on to the next page. Building understanding. So you should have flipped your page over if you're at home. Zasha has 8 feet of yarn for a knitting project. She cuts the yarn into 4 equal pieces. How can you use a bar model to find the length of each piece? So they give you 2 pieces. How many pieces do we need? 4 equal pieces. So you're going to need to draw 2 more equal rectangles, or as equal as you can do them. Do they have to be perfect? No. Into so that they fit in that 8-foot length. Okay?
This is so perfect for me. So easy.
All right. Okay. Because it tells us she has 8 feet of yarn and she's cutting it into 4 equal pieces. So down below it says, how many boxes do you need to show the equal pieces of yarn Sasha cuts? So how many boxes do we need all together? 4 boxes. Okay? 4 boxes. Then the next question is, so put a semicolon. The next question is, how many more boxes do you need to draw? How many more did we draw? 2 boxes. Okay? Then part B says, what part of the bar model shows the length of each piece of yarn? We need to figure that out. If we have 8 and we divide it into 4 equal groups, if we divide 8 into 4 equal groups, how much is each group? 4 times what makes 8? 2. Okay? So in here on these lines, we're going to put 2's. And we're going to put 2's in the boxes we drew. Okay? So it should look like that. And then the part B says, what part of the bar model shows the length of each piece of yarn? Which shows the length of each piece of yarn? These little labels. Okay? So the number inside each box shows how long each piece of yarn is. Okay, if you're at home, go ahead and stop your video and get that written. Okay, so we have 8 divided by 4 equals 2, and that makes each piece 2 feet long. And then why are the boxes the same size? Because they represent the same size in our model. I'm sorry if that's a repeat. We had a blip in our recording. Zaza uses the yarn to make 15 yarn animals. She packs the animals in bags. Each bag holds 3 yarn animals. How can you use the bar model to find the number of bags Zasha needs? So how many animals does she have?
15.
15, right? Okay, it's right here. She has 15, that largest number. Each bag holds 3 yarn animals. So what are we going to put in our line here? What do these boxes represent? Our bags, right? Yeah. And so she's putting 3 animals in each bag. And they gave us 2 boxes. So we're going to count by 3 until we get to 15. Okay? So we've got to add another rectangle. What do we have so far? 3, 6, 9. Another rectangle.
15.
That one would be 12. And then one more would be our 15. So now we have our whole 15 yarn animals. The question is, how can you use a bar model to find the number of bags Sasha needs? So we did that. Okay. What part of the bar model shows the number of animals in each bag? What part of the bar model shows the number of animals in each bag? Who can help me with this? What part of this model shows the number of animals in each bag? Catherine. The number inside each box. Well, that's all we're going to write. The number inside each box. Okay, if you're at home, shut your video off and get that sentence down. Okay, B. What part of the bar model shows the number of bags Sasha needs? Okay. What part of it shows the number of bags she needs? Tell me. What part of this shows the bags that Sasha needs? Yes, that's in the key right up here. You can see it, that the squares or the rectangles represent the bags. So the number of the boxes represent. The bags needed. All right, what division equation can we write? What are we going to start with? What's our big number? And we're going to divide it into how many equal groups? 5. And then our quotient would be how many groups there are, how much there is in each group. So 15 is our dividend. That's the number being divided. The 5 rectangles represent our divisor. That's the number we're dividing by. And the 3 represents our quotient, which is our answer to our division problem. How many bags does Sasha need? 3 bags. Okay. All right. There are 40 students in the gym. Coach Barnes makes teams for a game. She puts 8 students on each team. How many teams are there? Now, I heard some of you say we don't even need to read it, but we do need to read it because it might ask you a total different question than you think. So what is our division equation?
40 divided by 8.
40 divided by 8. Now, we could draw our bar model, right? It does equal 5. We could draw our bar model. How many sections are we dividing it into? What are we dividing by?
8.
Our divisor is 8. So we would need 8 rectangles. Okay? And what are we going to put in each of those rectangles?
5?
Well, we already figured it out. It was 5, wasn't it?
How many squares are we supposed to make?
8 squares. So that when we count by 5, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, we end up back at our dividend. Okay. What does 5 represent? What's our label?
Teams.
Teams. Very good. Okay, continue on the back with the on your own.